Luther? Man, Luther a big old dude. Damn, Luther, you big as hell. Like, that's the whole point of Luther, is that he's giant.
I mean, yeah, that's flaming hot popcorn.
It's popcorn.
I don't know what I was expecting.
I think you would think it would be
popcorn
mildly
covered
hot.
in flaming hot
Chili powder is the word
dust.
for. It's covered in chili powder. Or jalapeno chili powder. I think I like jalapenos, by the way. I think I've learned to like jalapenos.
I don't like jalapenos by themselves, but I like them as a additive.
As a topping, yeah. I ain't eating them raw. I ain't them raw. I ain't crazy. What did I eat? What did I put in them? I put them in something. I think I put them in some eggs, and they weren't like fresh jalapenos, so they hadn't been boiled down, so they weren't soft. But they were.
I'm trying to think of some of the other weird shit I saw today. There was fucking Tabasco flavored pickles.
That sounds about right.
Is it much farther?
It was a weird thing. It was something pickle flavored, but I don't know what it was.
It's pickle flavored Kool-Aid. That's what it was.
It's a good thing.
I mean, that's not abnormal in the South, apparently.
Walking in this cold.
I saw it once in the garage. I don't know if Zako even ever used it.
I do like the idea of like autonomous vehicles though. But I feel like even though they would be autonomous, like they drove on their own, you would eventually need to learn how to drive, because on the off chance that something went wrong with the car, you'd need to be able to drive it somewhere where they could repair it.
Stay inside, Alice.
Like you still have to prove that you have the basic ability to drive in case.
Yeah, because like if you're on the road and something goes wrong, and you're just like you know, you need to be able to drive the car somewhere. Like the navigation could go wrong, but in that scenario, if the majority of the cars on the road are autonomous and they drive on their own,
what are we going to do?
A person driving introduces chaos into the mix because the other cars can't really
30 degrees. Alice won't make it.
gauge what you're gonna do.
We have to find somewhere to spend the night.
I feel like that would be the kickers. Like if you activate manual driving in anything that isn't an emergency, then it's like illegal. Like you have to pay a fine.
That's so silly. I think they should be able to, like, if that's the case, they're gonna have to look around and figure out what's there. Like, are you doing it like in a derby? Because if that's the case, then fine. But if you're on the highway, and no, like, I don't think it'll work out. I don't think autonomous driving will ever like fully work out. Mind you, this is these are the same people. These are the same. Why am I doing this? Just go to the shelter. We've 100%ed this chapter. Like cut to the end, man. That would also be a thing that like games like this should do. And like chapters like this. There's nothing I can like once you've 100%ed. It should give you the option. Hey, like you have 100% of this chapter. Would you like to skip it? Or like would you like to see an abridged like and then it shows you an abridged version of the chapter. You know what I mean? Like all the cutscenes that you don't have any control over. Like that would be way better than like I have to play through this like 15-minute section of the game for nothing.
Because I like to point out, I play visual novels. I love visual novels. But even visual novels have the common courtesy. Like the specific one I'm thinking of is this game called 999. Or specifically Virtue's Last Reward.
I'm about to say, is it no in German? Is that what I'm being told?
No, but that would be funny. But basically, like this game plays off the idea that you have to play it multiple times to get the true ending. But it's merciful in that it will let you skip dialogue that you've seen before. It will specifically stop on words like when somebody says something new. Yeah.
Here we go.
And it's voice acted and everything, so it's not like it'd be strange for the game to just fast forward until you're like, oh, this is new, or you need to make a decision here.
And like, is it just that? Like, cause I'm in the Pirate Coves part, and like to be fair, like from the point where the chapter starts to where you can leave, like to where you get into the pirate thingy, pirate thingy. Like, it doesn't take long. Yeah, into the actual thing. Like, I'm already like pulling the stuff down, and I'm skipping the look around part, because games like this, the majority of the game is the look around part. Like, that's what most of the game is. Like, I got her stuff so fast, Luther ain't picked shit out the way.
If he added that function where you could fast forward, it would make it so that people would find the game more accessible.
Yeah, you would want to play through the different parts again.
Complete the entire pathways and everything. You'd experience everything, as opposed to saying, well, I love to see this as a part, but I don't want to spend 16 hours getting there.
Yeah, just like, you know, like with the, like in the last chapter, like knowing that there are 3 parts of that game. There are 3 parts of that chapter. 3 parts of that chapter that you have to like do nothing in to get basically get to the same ending. To get to the same ending, which is just you leave, but you have to stand around for like a few minutes 3 different times. Like, that's dumb. Like, if you could literally just load it up, just to like I said, like if you could load into doing the like into the room with the android.
I don't know how to be like that, Alice. I've never been
But that's what I would ask for the next David Cage game, is just like more checkpoints to load in from, and a fast forward option for like dialogue and cutscenes you've seen.
You know what? Better yet, for a game like this, if I want to skip to a certain part, right? Like, the game doesn't let you like play from a chapter. Like, what I'm basically saying is, for the parts that I've done, if I want to skip to like the 5th chapter, it should be able to go like, all right, now from these chapters which you've like completed, pick the endings, like pick the branch that you want to, you know, have affect this part of the game. So each branch that, like, so like if you want to do a run where Connor dies and you have to get to a chapter where he hasn't died yet, go back and like through each one it lets you pick like the one where he's died, like where Carr did this, yada yada, like, and then it's like, okay, now you can play. It's like it like loads in the game because it knows. Because it knows like it's that. But to have to go from the very beginning, and again, because it's so fucking finicky and picky. And it's like when one thing has two outcomes. Like in the first chapter, there's a there's a cop on the out there by the pool who got shot, and I swear like there's a playthrough where I talked to him and he was alive. Like I talked to him and he was like, yeah, that dude's crazy. And I don't know if that was because of something I did in the house, or it's because or what. I have no idea. But apparently he's supposed to be bleeding out, and if you get out there in time, you can fucking, I don't know.
Oh, you mean the cop that was on the rooftop?
Yeah. Like he has a hole in his arm, and if you like use your tie as a tourniquet to save his life later on in the game,
he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there, and he'll be like, "Hey, I remember you. You saved my life."
All of them.
Because
but in the grand scheme of things, it has no like other effect on anything.
Yeah, it has no true impact. Like, it's not important.
Another robot.
Like, it has no true.
His master to travel with them.
It has no true impact on the game, but you're just trying to You're just trying to experience what all the game has to offer. But you could argue that that's not offering anything. It's just, oh hey, like that's a callback for that one thing that I did like forever ago. Like, cause I'm pretty sure it's never gonna come up that I didn't save that goddamn fish.
Probably not. The news isn't gonna report on the fact that Connor decided not to save the fish.
I mean, more specifically, like I didn't even look at the fish. I skipped all of it because I was only there for one thing, and that was to get Connor shot.
Yes, of course.
Like, ultimately what I wanted to do was to have him dive off the thing trying to save the girl and fall off. But for the life of me, I couldn't get that to happen. I couldn't trigger that. Like, maybe it's because I didn't do it right or something. I couldn't trigger him running to catch the girl. I was able to trigger him running and like not getting there in time. And the girl falls and the android falls, but Connor doesn't die. Which is, you know, not what I wanted. I wanted Connor to die. I had to restart that chapter 3 times. Restart the damn game 3 times because I couldn't fucking get him to die. So I just had to settle for him getting shot.
Sweet girl.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, the one time I got him to like rush forward to save the girl, he got shot in the back.
It's still snowing.
You have a long walk tomorrow.
Yeah, it's Detroit. It's cold in Detroit for the most part.
Do you remember anything from your
There's a locked dialogue tree here. What is it? Let's find out.
I still can't believe you actually went on your way to name all those episodes Detroit songs.
I am nothing if not endearing. I was determined. And you were like, I don't think you're going to be able to fight. Nope.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
I feel like if you had not, you know, killed everybody though,
Shut up.
he would have got a lot harder.
Oh, I had already accepted that I was like going to the part with
Yes, of course.
I had already gotten to the part that I had gotten to the exception where
I mean, I don't know many little girls.
If it kept going, then what I was gonna do. Oh, okay. So that's apparently you can talk about the RE9. What I was gonna do was just simply start putting Detroit, because there's a whole lot of songs named Detroit.
Like just Detroit.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I just put like Detroit and then like the artist name. And I tried to make each one, like each song title.
Who are you? What do you
Like I
want?
tried to make each song title at least kind of seem like it fit what happens in that
I
episode.
don't want to hurt you.
I went out of my way to do a lot. I put in a lot of effort for a channel that nobody watches.
Our name is Jerry.
It's my baby. It's my thing. It's my legacy.
I didn't mean to
It is the
frighten you.
thing I will
Sometimes
leave
he was
behind
going to hurt us, so we
when I
wanted to
find
say
whatever
he was
bucket
there.
people keep talking about and I kick it.
What are you doing here?
We were looking for shelter. For
Hopefully
the
the
night.
bucket's empty because
We'll
you
be
can
gone
imagine
tomorrow.
trying to kick a bucket
little
full of
girl?
rocks.
We haven't seen one for
It's
a
gonna
long
be a
time.
bad time.
Children used to love
I mean,
to come
again,
see us.
you just have to fight somebody. Yeah, the white somebody.
It's sad.
The last few
The
days have been
right
difficult.
somebody
You
just
have something to
happened
show her.
across your
Something
videos.
fun.
When
She'll love
Yeah,
it.
it's gonna
She'll
happen.
want to see.
Oh, I don't
Waiting
think
for it.
she's-
I'm waiting for it. I am.
Then.
The Jerrys are the creepiest of everyone.
I mean, they're a fucking hive mind, and they never explain that. They never explain why the Jerrys are a fucking hive mind.
No, I think it's because they work at this place. Like it's because they work here and like it would.
Then what about the Jerrys you meet later that are just the single Jerry?
Oh no, they're all from here.
I mean, I know that, but
Be our guest.
What's the question? What's the question? Also, he doesn't tell me to turn this thing on. He just kind of says, be our guest. And I'm supposed to just assume that I'm supposed to walk over here and turn on the carousel. Like, there's no instructions.
Little one can climb on board.
But also, apparently, like, yeah, there is a level of cold that, you know, that they feel. Because there is a frozen Jerry. I think there's 2 frozen Jerrys here in this chapter that you can meet. Like, one's, like, completely fucking frozen. The other one's, like, partially frozen. But yeah, the Jerrys, I don't even understand it necessarily. I don't get it, because like when we meet them later, like in the Beast Depot and the Bus Depot, they say that if it wasn't for us, they'd still be here. Bitch, why? We did nothing but
what's
show up.
stopping you?
We did nothing but show up. All you had to do was leave. And clearly all y'all were too stupid to not get inside. All of you are covered in snow. You just like this when the place got abandoned. The fucking androids can't be cheap. So do the people who own this place, and because like the people shut it down. Like the buildings are trashed. And if I'm not and like the building we went into was boarded shut. They just left the androids here. They didn't power them off. They didn't deactivate them. They left them alive, just out in the cold. The people in this game are fucking weird. The people who run shit here are weird as fuck, and I hate it. This is not my favorite. It won't ever be my favorite. I hate it. I don't want it. I want it to go somewhere and be wherever the fuck it's at. I've experienced everything here. David Cage, fix your shit.